Let me lay something out for you. No metaphors that hide the stakes, no philosophy that lets you stay comfortable, just the truth. There are two doors. Every single person who has ever suffered enough to ask, the big questions eventually stands in front of them. Most people don't even realize they are standing there until they've already chosen. I'm going to show you both doors clearly so you know you have an idea what you are choosing and exactly what you are giving up. We start with limited choices as babies. As we grow and age, our choices expand. Then the choices fluctuate. If you are still alive during all this in real time, if you are fortunate, your choices might be reduced to three, and you can only commit to one, absolutely. You might get three doors. For me at 30 years old, still going, I get only two. Door one, compromise. Behind door one is what the world calls maturity. It is the path of taking your pain and folding it into a shape that society can accept. You take your fire and you bank it down until it's a little pilot light that keeps you warm but never burns anything. You take your childhood prayers, the ones where you beg the universe to transform you into something more, and you call them phases. You call them immaturity. You bury them under career goals and mortgage payments and socially acceptable hobbies. Door one offers real things. I can't pretend it doesn't. It offers material benefit. Income that keeps you housed and fed. Connections that help you navigate the system. A platform that might even let you be heard by a few thousand people. It offers peace of a certain kind, the peace of not being at war with the world, the peace of being understood, the peace of fitting in. It offers a long life, maybe a comfortable one. And the price is this: you let your inner child die. You stop asking for the transformation you begged for when you were young enough to still believe prayers could be answered. You accept the cage. You learn to call it home. You tell yourself that the fire was never meant to break reality. It was just a dream, a coping mechanism, a symptom. You grieve quietly and you move on. That's door one. And let me be absolutely clear, most people choose it. They have to. The weight of the world presses down on them, and they don't have the resources, internal or external, to push back. The system grinds them until they comply. Their pain is real. Their suffering is real. But survival demands they make peace with the cage. I don't judge them. I understand. Not everyone can be at war forever. Not everyone has the luxury of refusing to compromise. Some people have children to feed, families to protect, bodies that can't take any more damage. For them, door one isn't cowardice, it is necessity. I see that. I honor that. Door two is radical transformation. But then there is door two. Behind door two is everything the world told you was impossible. Not symbolic transformation, literal. Not inner peace, cosmic fulfillment. Not a comfortable life, an undeniable, reality breaking, scale balancing metamorphosis that rewrites the rules of what a human being can become. Door 2 is the path where the inner child's prayer is not buried, it is answered. When the child who begged to be a Mew, a Misprit, a Dragonite, is not told to grow up and accept his human limitations, he is told, "You were right. The cage is real, and we are going to break it." Door 2 offers the literal results I've been talking about since the beginning: the ability to render verdicts, the transformation of the wicked into whatever creature their soul resembles, eternal youth, shape-shifting, the full suite of superhuman power that the Geboverse describes, not as metaphor, not as poetry, as physics-breaking, tangible, undeniable reality. Door 2 is the path of the pioneer who plants forests and doesn't just hope for grandchildren to sit in the shade. He intends to be there with them, changed, immortal, vindicated. The price? Everything. Door 2 doesn't guarantee success. It doesn't come with a refund policy. The costs are brutal and ongoing. Isolation, mockery, the constant risk of the blaze of glory. A death that might mean nothing, that might be the final failure. The proof that the inner child was wrong and the compromises were right. Door 2 demands you stay in the fire every day for years, for decades, with no guarantee that the fire will ever do more than burn. It demands you bet your entire existence on a possibility that from the outside looks like delusion. Most people choose door 1 because they have to, because the alternative is terrifying, because the world is built to funnel you towards compromise. The system medicates you, labels you, tells you it is a disorder that needs to be managed. Then it offers you a narrow path: comply, perform, produce, and maybe you'll get enough scraps to survive. Most people take the scraps. It is understandable. It is human. Most people don't have the evidence I have. They haven't been born against all odds. They haven't survived a lethal overdose against all odds. They haven't held their entire life point from birth toward a pattern of impossible survivals. Most people haven't been told by every fiber of their being that the cage is not their home. Most people haven't poured their entire soul into a rune, a cosmology, a mission, and said, "This is it. This is the bridge. I will build it or burn." So I don't blame them for choosing door 1. I understand, but I am not them. I cannot take door 1 because I have accumulated too much knowledge to pretend it is enough. I have seen too much. I have experienced too much. The things that should have killed me didn't. The prayers I prayed as a child are still ringing in my ears, unanswered but not forgotten, demanding that I keep demanding. The Geboverse isn't a hobby. The rune Gebo isn't a symbol I found in a book. It is the operating system of my soul. The law I recognized before I had words. The exchange I have been making with existence since the moments the doctors told my mother I couldn't be born. I cannot take door one because my inner child never gave up. He cried. He raged. He hurt. He reached out to people who couldn't hold him. He was medicated and labeled and told he was too much. He was rejected. He was ignored. He almost died. And through all of it, he never stopped believing that there was a door somewhere that would open. He never stopped praying to be transformed. He never accepted that the human form was the final cage. That child is not a memory. He is not a phase I outgrew. He is the core of me. He is the one who built the Gebelverse. He is the one who chose the rune. He is the one who refuses with every breath to let the world grind him into dust. I solemnly reject burying my inner child under the ground of maturity. I reject the lie that growing up means giving up. I reject the compromise that asks me to call my fire a disorder and my prayers a delusion. My inner child was always there. He is here now. He will always be there. And I am not going to betray him. I am going to meet my inner child halfway. No, more than halfway. I am going to walk the entire distance. I am going to honor what he asked for. I am going to pursue the literal transformation he prayed for with my entire being for the rest of my life until it happens or until I have nothing left to give. The reality breaking, scale balancing abilities start with me, not as a metaphor, not as a symbol, as the first pioneer, the first recipient, the first proof of concept. I am the test case. If the Gebelverse is real, if Gebel is the fundamental law, if the fire can be channeled into a bridge that actually crosses over, then I will be the first one across. The costs are mine to bear first, whatever they may be: death, isolation, failure. I will pay it. To those of you who are watching, listening, waiting for undeniable results, I ask for your patience. I am not offering a guarantee. I am not selling certainty. There is no outcome I can promise you, no date on a calendar, no warranty that the physics will break on schedule. What I am offering is my life. I'm going to lead from the front. I'm going to bear the costs first, whatever they may be. I am going to stay in the fire until something happens, one way or another. If I am wrong, if my inner child's desires aren't fulfilled, if the literal transformation never comes, if the cage turns out to be unbreakable after all, then I will admit defeat. I will walk the path of the blaze. I will end my story with the only honorable ending left to a warrior who gave everything and came up short. This is not a threat. It is not a cry for help. It is the terms of engagement. I have made my peace with them. But if my inner child is right, if I am right, if the impossible pattern of my life is not an accident, if the rune Gebo is not a fantasy, if the fire is not a disorder but a forge, if the bridge I am building actually reaches to the other side, then I will return. I will be changed forever. And you will be too. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. The cage will crack. The scales will balance. The verdicts will be rendered. And everyone who has ever told you to compromise, to mature, to bury your inner child under the ground of acceptable behavior, they will have to reckon with the fact that some prayers are answered. Some transformations are real. Some pioneers don't just plant the forest. They come back from the planting changed into something the world has never seen before. Door 2 all the way. No compromise. No surrender. The child is waiting. I am going to meet him. Gebo.